Boom! Hello, everybody. We're back for Community Night episode 6. This time with our very own fresh new CMO, Mr. Den Manu. Before we get into it, guys, just a kind reminder for everybody to check out everything that we're doing. You have a little prompt there to go to Funtico.com, get familiar with the platform, get familiar with all of the game releases, and let's get right into it. So, it's your boy Stanky. I'm back, as previously mentioned, with our very own CMO, Mr. Den. So before we get into any of the specifics, Den, I would kindly ask you for you to just kind of like briefly introduce yourself to all of our listeners and everybody tuning in live, and as well as for everybody who's going to be watching this on YouTube later. So please, the floor is yours.
Hello guys, hello Stanky, thanks for having me here. My name is Dan, I am CMO of Funtico. Originally I am from Ukraine. I was living also in Israel. I have 5 years experience as CMO in different Web3 companies within different industries inside of crypto. I am a lead trader of Binance with uh, top 6% of all users on the platform. So
Oh wow, didn't know that. Okay, super
I
impressive.
know a bit about crypto. I was launching a couple of NFT collections back in 2021. I sold my tattoo as NFTs for $2,000
Okay,
in
cool.
2021. For the last year or year and a half, I was involved in Telegram clicker games, different meme coins, trading, flipping, doing marketing, doing community building, etc., etc. So I have huge experience. I love games. I love playing games,
Mhm.
and this is like the best place for me to be on.
Okay, perfect. That was a very cohesive intro. So thank you for that. So yeah, as you mentioned, like you have a lot of previous experience. You've dwelled in in the crypto side of things. You know, like multiple fronts, as you mentioned, from coins to NFTs to a lot of like different creator projects. So it's super exciting to have you on board of the team. And maybe this is like a good segue for me to just kind of like get into the second question for you, which is pretty much, you know, like how did you basically step up in this position as Fantico's new CMO? And if you could just give us a little bit of kind of like behind the curtains look into, you know, like what brought you here and why are you excited to be a part of the team?
So it's very easy. We have a marketing department and office here in Cyprus. I live here in Cyprus, so like they hire me because they want to see person in charge here physically to to be able to talk with team. And when you sit in the office, all communications and all processes become flawless and more fast than if you work from your computer, from your home.
Yeah, everyone
That's it.
remotely, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. That's a fair, simple enough answer. With all of that out of the way, I guess the main juice that we're trying to get out of you for this episode, you know, like considering you kind of like stepped up and took over all of the marketing ops here at Fantico, could you maybe just in your way, you know, you don't need to get into specifics. I know there's a lot of stuff we still don't want to like reveal, and like we don't want to give out too much alpha and all of that goodness. But yeah, if you could just basically give us like a quick intro of kind of like what is on your plan and like what is your overview to achieve for Fatico in the coming months.
So the main goal right now is to prepare company, community, and all our marketing activities for TGE. We will have TGE token generation event at the end of the January. So all activities and all departments are focused, I would say, laser focus on this event. Need to boost our community. We need to increase amount of followers, quality of engagement. We need to do couple of flying events. Recently, we were flying to Prague to
Okay.
Emergence Blockchain Conference. We met there a lot of like very important guys for our development, like business developers and the representatives of exchanges,
Mm-hmm.
other projects, VCs, etc., etc. It was very useful. Very soon, our business developer Alena will fly to another event with like focus on gaming. So we will have a lot of leads and new partners from there also. For social media, we are going to do a lot of raffles and tournaments with huge cash prizes. So people just be notified of everything we are doing. Follow social
Reminder.
media. Yeah, put your reminders. It's like life-changing stories. You can participate in our games. All of our games are skill-based, so if you can compete with other players, you can win. It's not like a casino or lottery where a company takes all profits. We give it away for our community. That's our approach.
Yeah, so basically empowering the actual gamers and the consumers of the product as much as possible. Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Now, interestingly enough, you mentioned your recent trip to Prague at the Merchants Conference by the Block. So, as you said, like I'm sure that was like pretty exciting and interesting, you know, in terms of like networking opportunities and all of that stuff. Maybe a follow up question on that is if you could share maybe to the listeners out here now, like I know there we also have like some other conferences that we're kind of like planning on tackling in the near future. So for the people listening who might also be kind of keen on attending some of these events in the near future, could you maybe like share with us like what other conference we could kind of like catch you in the next couple of months?
It's difficult to make this announcement right now because we don't have like approved list, and it's December. So from January
True.
we will start new chapter, and we will see. We will have in Dubai pre-TG party
Okay.
uh, about token generation event. So it will be 23 of January. We will make a lot of announcements, of course, in social media. We will have influencers who will highlight the event and also advertise it before, on, and after. So my suggestion is just to be on our social media, join newsletter on the website, of course, create account and play games, and all notifications will be sent. Also, we are starting to do like email campaign, so all our subscribers to the newsletter of the website will receive news and updates about the project.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing all of that. Now, another follow-up question that I have for you, specifically relating on, you know, this kind of like high overview, kind of perspective that you have on all of Funtico's basically marketing activities and stuff that we have in the pipeline. Is basically, could you, knowing what you know about the platform and the products that we're developing, could you give us just kind of like a high-level walkthrough of the platform and the current key products that you yourself as kind of the CMO would like to like focus on the most in terms of like direct marketing to consumers?
Of course, we have Telegram clicker game mini apps, Lucky Fanatic, and we developing a lot of new mini games inside it. So Uh, you of course need to have Telegram, and you can play it with your mobile phone. Yes, it's a clicker. It's like what people used to see, but we have tournaments and raffles and mini games inside it, which will be launched. Also, we will have marketplace and shop where users and players can trade, buy, sell, upgrade their like stuff and to loot and everything. So it will be like NFT marketplace, which can also give you profits and like make your character better, so you can receive much more profits. Also, on the main page of the website, users can see a lot of games which are launching very soon. And right now, they can play at Formula Fantico. It's a skilled racing game like you played in your childhood, but we changed drivers, and you can see like some Easter eggs of characters in this game. So it's a famous NFT collections. You might know some of them. And of course, we are planning to launch all these other games. Announcement will be like done on social media.
Got you. Perfect. Okay. So thank you for sharing that. That's a nice little insight into the actual like products and games that we have in the pipeline. Now with all of those things out of the way, you mentioned that we have basically games that are already available, the games that are going to be available very soon, different games that we're incorporating in our Telegram and mini app or the Joker. So out of everything that we currently have available, what is kind of your favorite? I know mine is definitely a Formula Funtico, simply because like it reminds me a lot of the old school Mario Kart type of games, or like crash racing and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to get your take on what kind of like games make you tick on the platform.
Best games is working in Google Sheets with Excel tables, with
Okay.
budgeting, KPI, ROI, and everything based on marketing.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I like to play in Lucky Fanatic when I have free times, and of course I played Formula. I'm waiting for EV2. This is
Okay.
a huge game. We have couple of video trailers about it, and it's like a shooter. Uh, and I think it will blow the mind of Web3 players because they used to see low quality Web3 games,
Mhm.
and what everybody is talking in community is that, oh, Web3, no good games, it's not like Web2 games. So we will try to change this paradigm, and we will try to show when it will be available. That in Web3 you can also play in very high quality AAA games. This is our goal.
Goal, yeah, and it's kind of like as you mentioned, a lot of these false promises, have been made in that like 2021 era where we had. I'm not going to drop any names. I'm just going to put my hands up in there like this and not call anyone out. But I'm sure you're kind of like on the same page with me, saying that there were a lot of games that did promise, like AAA type of releases, like very ambitious projects, stuff that like looked really cool on the website, right? When actual TGE came, and like when actually like tokens started flowing out on the market, games were nowhere to be found, and like users were nowhere to be found either. So I definitely agree with you that it's super refreshing, like also with the approach that we've taken kind of here at Fantico, which was like showing people that is stuff that they can play with and click around and like do, and basically just have a lot more meat available even before we dropped the token, because a lot of this, let's say, gaming sentiment was kind of like shaken up back in 2021, because most companies that did end up raising a lot of money just ended up delivering either nothing or just something very below par what they promised, right? So now with that out of the way, I have one question from you that it was also a question that was kind of like mentioned to us by community members on Discord and Telegram and all these different places. And it's specifically revolving around the fact that Fantico and its token will be deploying and launching on the Avalanche network, which I personally think is the optimal L2 for gaming, right? However, as you're familiar with the current market sentiment, and just kind of like Solana front running this whole kind of like bull market that's been going on since last December. How would you justify like potential critiques of us launching on AVAX, and do you see it basically as a challenge or maybe even as an opportunity?
Thanks for the question. I see it as opportunity because we will be one of the biggest and most important player and company, game company on Avalanche. We have support of our labs. They are supporting us in social media and as strategic partners. Also, you talked about Salada. We remember that Salada was working like 2, 3 days per week, and all other days it was not working. So uh, yeah, of course, Solana is very popular, but we understand that it was come from meme coin hype. We are not building meme coin. We are building huge and very sophisticated project. It's not only our games. will be on the platform. We are planning to integrate another games, super casual games, triple A games, so different partners already in line, waiting for our SDK decisions and like integration to our platform. We will do it after New Year. So AVAX is the best decision we can have right now.
Yeah, and on top of that, we do have like official backing and like an official partnership with the Eva Labs, which is always nice. Just having kind of like the direct crew of builders having our back, which is something to definitely like be excited about. So thank you for that. Now, with all of those things out of the way, maybe the last kind of like not the last, but one of the last things I would kind of like to run by you in terms of our plans and our like kind of like vision in terms of aligning, as you mentioned, not only our products and not only our titles, but potentially integrating with other gaming studios, and like hosting their releases on the platform. Could you maybe just explain a little bit briefly to the listeners, because we haven't really pushed that publicly too much yet. I know there's plans to kind of like ramp up on that as well. But yeah, could you just give to the listeners just a little breakdown of what is this B2B aspect of Funtico and how we basically like also plan to provide this kind of like publishing as a service type of deal?
Yep, of course. So it has two different directions. First, when developers or gaming company has already a game built and it's Web 2 for regular players, and they want to enhance it with Web 3 incentivized program, with token, with our community, etc. They come to us and we help them to build Web 3 and blockchain ecosystem inside their game. This is one step. Another approach is we attracting like developers, hackers, I don't know, people who write code or people who want to build game based on our SDK, based on our knowledge and experience. So we plan to become like incubator for new games created exactly for us and for our ecosystem. This is two approaches. We will participate in hackathons. We will be like maybe managing, creating some hackathons or sponsoring some events because we are looking for partners and developers who want to build game. Especially now in AI era, people can create game with a couple of lines of I don't know, text prompts. So it will be very easy. I hope we will integrate this approach also.
Gotcha. So yeah, so basically what you're saying is apart from, like building out our own releases, which we're super focused on and like making sure that they're as polished as we want them to be, we'll basically like start promoting the inclusion of other independent game makers to kind of like hop on the platform and take advantage of the infrastructure so they can tokenize their games and gain benefits from the Tico ecosystem, right?
Yeah. The highest idea is to reward with crypto people who play games. So if you play Candy Crush Soda in your mobile phone, we want to reward you with crypto tokens. So you will not play this game for free because your time is very expensive and why you should spend it for free and not receiving back nothing. We want to give you something back because now developers of Web2 games, when they earn money from showing advertisement for their audience, they earn money, but players doesn't earn money. So we want to change it. We want to disrupt this, and we want to share profits and revenue with players because it's they who create this value.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Okay, I'm getting close to basically the final question, and then I'm gonna slowly let you go about your day because I know you're a busy guy and have a lot of stuff to do. But main thing I wanted to ask you before we clock off is there's a lot of talk always, in crypto about community and like a lot of different projects, like look at it from different perspectives. But I think the common theme is everybody, no matter what type of project that they're building or like what type of product that they're working on, is always very concerned about community growth and community building, and basically just having like a grassroots approach to getting all of those things in place. So I was going to ask you, with your experience and the different projects that you worked on, what do you think lately, specifically in this kind of like, I guess, 2024 meta, where everyone's like super focused on hyper gambling their way to large gains on meme coins and like kind of like focusing on small market caps and stuff like that. What do you think is kind of the key to or like basically like grow a grassroots community? Maybe even like if you don't want to, you don't need to like make it necessarily for an example for a gaming project like Funtico, but with everything in account, what do you think is kind of crucial for crypto communities to actually work out? You know what I mean?
Yes, I think meme coins changed all the narratives, changed all the processes of how community is built right now. So, as Murad was saying on a couple of like exhibitions and interviews, the main thing project need to focus is cult, like to build strong community of people who interested in long-term communicating with the project. You should build a cult, like with all uh, like parts of it. So we think about it. We have our mascot Joker. We plan to do a lot of activities, which will be like which will stay with people. So they not leave after TG come or after they receive some kind of airdrop and forget about our project and left to grind another project. We hope that we will be like for a long time with our community because we will have like as minimum one and two million of dollars in rewards for 2025. In every month we will have tournaments. We will onboard new games and also they will have rewards in cash. So it's not only to pay for users money so they can stay with us. It's also to build a like community of skilled gamers so they can understand they don't need to be in Dota 2 or Counter-Strike elite teams to win some money. They can play from their home uh, with their computer or their mobile phone, and it's not casino. You don't need to put your money on risk. You just spend your time and try to win other players. That's it, very
Gotcha.
simple.
Yeah.
And
So
because
you
it's a blockchain, everything is transparent, so no one can cheat.
got you. Yeah, yeah. And we also we have to say this, with the first 100K tournament that we did back in May, and we basically like did have a lot of scam prevention in place, and we had a lot of like anti-cheating rules in place, which were like executed perfectly then. Yeah, scammers beware. We're gonna get you. So don't try to like pull any funny stuff. But yeah, thank you for that. Then that was kind of like a good little insight into what really matters when you're trying to build this, as you call that, like cult like community, in a gaming environment, as we're trying to do. So there's definitely a lot of effort that needs to go into it, and it's definitely a lot of like organic community interaction that needs to be done. But at the end of the day, that's why we're doing this stream too, to basically show people that there's actual humans working on this, rather than, as opposed to a lot of these different projects where the teams are anon, just have the website, you ape and you hope for the best, which is not the case, here.
Yeah, we're all public. We have like 80 people in teams, so everybody working every day with open faces. We have a question in our chat. Hello guys, could you provide any update about TG? Bro, follow social media, you will know everything. TG will be, I hope, at 27th of January. Uh, We will launch it on Uniswap. Also, we have agreements with a couple of tier 2 and tier 1 exchanges centralized. So yeah, be ready. We will announce everything. Subscribe to newsletter so you can be like early bird and receive all information before all the others. Something like that.
Perfect. Yeah, join all the social channels so you could get the alpha on time. If you don't, well, then it's your fault. Sorry. Got you. Awesome. Then I think we're gonna conclude our little AMA sesh right here. Thank you so much for taking out the time to basically like hop on with me on this restream show.
Thank you.
With your episode today, we're actually going to be concluding our C-level executives interviews at Funtico. So we're going to get all of this footage to our creative teams. We're going to chop up a bunch of cool content for you guys to basically like be able to check out on our social media as well. There's going to be some articles where we're going to like focus on the team spotlight, as then already mentioned. The entire team is doxed. It's a public company with a lot of employees in it, and we're basically trying to give everybody a little bit of shine, not only the big guys upstairs. So expect more of these shows with kind of like the guys working in the front lines of the company as well. And one more time, then thank you for the time, and thank you for being here with me. It was an absolute pleasure. Everybody listen to Den, join all of the social channels, go to funtico.com, create yourself an account, link all your socials. That might be useful very soon. I'm not going to say why, but you definitely want to do that. And with that out of the way, we'll be back for another community show sometime next week. So stay on the lookout for that as well. Then, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
See ya.